GALA in Action is, to my mind, one of the great organizations in any GLBT community, because nobody tells our stories except for us, and it's important for us to tell our stories and preserve them for the future.
GALA has been around for 21 years, and we started out really to speak against this narrative of homosexuality being un-African. What that involved was really being able to redo the injustice of the past, where in history most LGBTIQ voices and narratives are either erased or completely shut out. And so it started out by being able to share the stories and narratives, particularly of those activists who were part of the anti-apartheid liberation movement and who also strongly identified with the rights of LGBTIQ people and who themselves identified as either lesbian or gay or trans. South Africa's history is so rich, particularly in terms of the activism of LGBTIQ people, that it was particularly important for us to preserve that history. And part of that is also being able to share that in the contemporary sense, to realize what our current challenges are as a community in South Africa and in Africa more broadly. The fact that the chorus was really excited in kind of raising funding for the important work that we do, which is often very difficult, is really incredible. And not only were they interested in raising the funding for us, they were really interested in the kind of projects that we were running. You know, what we were doing within our schooling communities, within our university communities, with youth. And so I think that in itself is really heartwarming for us.
We're all based on telling our stories and sharing our stories and preserving our stories. The BGMC does it in our live performances and in our videos. And the same thing with GALA, keeping track of the history, where South Africa has been, so that they'll know where to go next and how they got there, and be able to celebrate and remember those difficult times, much like we remember our difficult times.
So for GALA, it is so important for us to host the Boston Gay Men's Chorus, to celebrate in this cultural exchange, and for us to have a uniquely queer gay experience in Johannesburg, South Africa, where we know that our communities are able to celebrate that together. That is a hugely powerful message that goes beyond just the concert tonight. Is really about visibility and making sure that we are unapologetic about our existence within these communities.